afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rayan, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, May 4th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Start your day by merging with the energy all around you and inside of you. Try it. Simply imagine melting and becoming one with everything that presents itself for 24 hours. Give yourself over to the ocean of existence. The moment you merge, you are free. So start your day by merging with the energy all around you and inside of you. Try it. Simply imagine melting and becoming one with everything that presents itself for 24 hours. Give yourself over to the ocean of existence. The moment you merge, you are free. Seek always for the answer within. Seek always for the answer within. Eileen Caddy. Perhaps it's not the world outside of us that is filled with negativity. Yet it is the mind's limited understanding, judgment, and interpretation that it's creating it. What if this negative mind was purposely negative, just so you were forced to look deeper inside yourself and eventually discover the all-powerful divine being you truly are? What if feelings of sadness, frustration, apathy, loneliness, and betrayal existed just so you could have an experience of feelings like joy, acceptance, love, appreciation, and a sense of oneness with this world? What would your life be like if every negative thought, feeling, and experience you encountered only brought you into a deeper experience of appreciation and connection with this cosmic divine existence? So I invite you to explore your true self and see that the mistakes, if you want to call them that, made along life's path were not roadblocks, but building blocks to developing life mastery. Success comes easily to those who are clear about who they are. Success comes easily to those who are clear about who they are, why they are doing what they are doing, and what they honestly want to experience in their life. In order to gain more clarity and direction, look at what you are doing with your life. Why are you doing what you are doing? Is this what you really, really, really want to be doing? If you knew that you only had 90 days left to be in that body, alive, what would you do to help your soul evolve and also make a contribution to this planet? Please make time to look at yourself and who you truly are. You will achieve greater results in life simply by knowing the answers to these questions and really understanding why you are here on this planet Earth right now. Take a few moments to let the following three questions marinate in the background of your brain before continuing. Your personal answers to these questions are a determining factor in the depth and speed at which you start manifesting your dreams. When you know the answer to each of these questions, then write it down. They will be very enlightening to review in 90 days from now. And here they are. If you could manifest anything in the next 90 days, what would it be? If you could manifest anything in the next 90 days, what would it be? The next one, on a scale from 1% to 100%, how committed are you to manifesting this in 90 days? And what is really stopping you from manifesting this desire? And how are you going to overcome it? What is really stopping you from manifesting this desire, and how are you going to overcome it? If you feel hesitant, resistant, or afraid to look inside yourself, relax. Many people think that they will discover something terrible, flawed, or disgusting, and this thought sends them running in panic in the opposite direction. The truth is that when you slow down and take the time to look at what is inside your heart, all you will find is something amazingly pure, sacred, and divine. By doing this self-inquiry and life purpose investigation, you are creating more clarity on what your life map really looks like. Discovering what is truly blocking you is often the secret to revealing what you are deeply motivated by in life. Looking inside and seeing who you are will not make your life situation any worse than it already is. If it is, it will simply heighten your consciousness and allow you to explore yourself more intimately. By knowing yourself better, you can break through any destructive behavior patterns that may try to drag you down along life's path. Knowing yourself will put you in the driver's seat, allowing you to become the divine master of your life. So, are you ready to start your journey? Should be a big yes. I am totally ready. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly, Richard Bach. What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly. Imagine what it would feel like if you were about to embark on a 90-day adventure across the highest peaks of the Himalayas. How would you mentally and emotionally prepare for this long, amazing, and intense journey? What kind of attitude would you bring with you? The Buddha once said, "The wisest beings are those who are fearless, silent, and loving." Following this advice on your manifesting journey, and you will experience great everlasting value no matter what happens along the way. The key to remaining aligned with these three qualities, fearless, silent, and loving, comes through facing and doing the thing you fear. How does one do this? First, you unmask your fear. See that it is simply excitement in disguise. When a successful mountain climber encounters a challenging piece of terrain, he or she doesn't think about how scary it is. They think about how exciting and empowering it will feel once he or she has conquered it. Your life is exactly the same. Look at all the different challenges you face every day. And then notice which one is your Mount Everest. How will you feel once you have reached the summit of the most challenging peak in your life? By welcoming, inviting it in, and embracing your fears, you will eventually transcend them. By diving into and through them, they become powerless. The day that you can do whatever it is that you fear, you will feel an enormous freedom and success sprouting from every crack and crevice in your being. And approaching your fears, and when or if approaching your fears does not come easily, you may be holding on to a doubt that says you are not connected to an all-powerful source of love, energy, and information that enables you to create anything you want. Take a deep breath right now. Easy in through the nose slowly and easy out through the mouth slowly. And let go of that thought and relax. The negative thinker and the skeptic inside you is about to retire and be transformed. You have given your ego mind way too much devotion, attention, and credibility for far, far, far too long. The mind is to be used by you. You are not to be used by it. You are the master, not the slave. Mastering the mind is the greatest challenge of this journey. Yet, when you stop and realize that you are always the conscious awakened and permanent decision maker behind every thought you have, you can choose to dive into or release any thought easily and effortlessly. Only with this realization are you the master, who can instantly change your focus from thinking you are disconnected, tired, poor, and emotionally stuck into feeling a constant state of love, abundance, high energy, and synchronicity. With this awareness, you will know that each personal fear you have is extra fuel for the fire that will burn away your ego and any negative patterns you have been holding onto. Self-doubt, fear, criticism, judgment cannot control your life if you are the master standing there with open arms, welcoming them to be experienced. There is nothing wrong with having these experiences if you are open to harnessing the energy they have to break you free from your limiting mindset and ego. When you become a proactive participant in the habits of manifesting, you will see a significant increase in your ability to quickly transcend any fear and limitation in your mind. You will start knowing and experiencing this continuous connection with being, take out, the source of awareness and divine presence behind the mind. Thoughts will come and go, and yet each life experience will simply happen naturally, without any effort or struggle against it. Like an adventure, climbing your Mount Everest 90 days or less may feel like an impossible feat to accomplish. However, if you take a closer look, you may notice that it has been waiting for you to conquer it for years. Some days It may notice that it has been waiting for you to conquer it for years. Some days it may feel like it's a fun, green, grassy hill to climb, while other days you simply walk around it and ignore its existence. Of course, there are many paths to take in life, and all paths eventually reach the same divine peak of consciousness. However, some paths are more direct than others, and it is important to trust the path that feels right for you, no matter how wrong it may seem to everyone else. It may interest you to know that when you begin to understand this life, and many people have been in a situation where their lives were sinking into a quicksand of defeat, despair, and it felt like you may have been going to be destroyed. Keep in mind that every person in life carries their own karmic lessons. And it is each individual's life purpose to learn these lessons in whatever way he or she can. Perhaps you already have an encyclopedia of knowledge about manifesting, yet something backfired along the way, and you are still not able to instantly manifest what you want. Relax. You are not lacking anything. All the information you need is already contained within your being. Like magical seeds buried deep underground, they are waiting to be watered and fertilized and sprout within you. Don't try to force anything. Let life be a deep let go. God opens millions of flowers every day without facing their buds. Osho. Just in case nobody has told you the effects of having a higher manifesting vibration are very contagious. Sure, other people may become negative, doubtful, jealous, and not accept you for stepping beyond their limited paradigm. Do not worry. In time, they will be joining you, especially when they see a huge smile on your face for manifesting what you have desired all these years. It is a known fact that it is best to not convert anyone into this program, if you will, unless they are ready and willing to learn. It is like trying to teach a horse how to swim when he will not be led to the stream even for a drink of water. The day they see your own increased joy, success, and love for life, you will turn the greatest skeptics into devotees with effortless ease. You will get their attention when you start having more fun in 1 month than they have had in an entire year. As with reaching any great achievement in this life, you will need an open mind and a devoted spirit. We know that after several weeks of doing this, it may seem like you are in a spiritual boot camp. Your ego might gasp in horror at the exercise, or even feel that certain information is repeatedly drilled into your brain. Do not take that personally. You are very brilliant, powerful, and wise. Yet we also understand that the mind works much like a sieve. It only holds on to that which is deemed truly important and necessary for its survival. With the proper training, your vibration will soar. You will be able to manifest anything. Think about this. And the first thing that we care to do is go to a place where we're not going to be interrupted. and we already are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax the body that you are in. You are not that body. You are not personality, the character, the name, the status. You are the God within that body. And that body is temporary. I don't care if it's 10,000 years. It's eventually going to be temporary. And how do you relax it? You know, there's a lot of ways that people try to relax, and they think they're relaxed, but they're not. Anything artificial is not going to relax you, even though you think it's relaxing you. It's doing other things. So you relax through the breath. You move into the breath. You concentrate easy and slowly in through the nose and easy and slowly out through the mouth. Where does this move you? It moves you into the now. The body releases. The body is like an electromagnetic sponge. It absorbs everything. It stores everything. You don't really know that. But in my years of being a massage therapist, I discovered that certain parts of the body, in men and women, harbors, they store fear, worry, stress, anger, revenge, all kinds of things. And then on top of it, you've got the subconscious mind, literally copying and storing and recording everything. Everything that you do in this life, it's recorded in the subconscious mind. Everything. Everything others do that you're witness to is stored in the subconscious mind. It's this massive library, and each of us have one. So you still the mind, the ego, the subconscious mind, by leaving it alone, by following the breath, which is divine positive energy. We gods enter these bodies and in certain ways power these bodies up. Creates oxygen. The lungs, you take in oxygen, you let out carbon dioxide. But that's what helps sustain the gods that we are within these bodies, so that we can stay in the body, so the body doesn't cease, so we have to leave the body. Now, understand that we all put out, every one of us, in infinity of beyond, it's nonstop, 60,000 plus thoughts every 24 hours. It doesn't mean that we know every single thought that we send to the universe, but that's roughly how many thoughts we sprint out there. Not only that, we've got tens of millions and the billions of thoughts, you might as well call them programs, that fly by like clouds in the sky in front of each and every one of us. So you imagine all the thoughts on this planet, thousands and thousands and thousands of years floating around like programs. And many people pick those up as their own, create them into reality and experience them, even though they're not theirs, because they don't know. So this is when you begin to realize, by staying in the now, you eliminate pain, suffering, dissatisfaction, all of those things that haunt and plague us. Fears, worries, angers, frustrations, confusions. And it isn't running away from it. Because first you've got to look at it rather than to be in it. You've got to look at it from the outside, not in judgment, but in understanding. So there's three fears I have. What are those fears about? Right. Why am I so angry at this and that and this and that? Knowing that it's within you. That the answers are with the God that you are. Have you ever felt almost like you're powerless, right? Because you want something to happen. And we've all been there more than once in this life. And you just don't know how to have it happen. You would like something to happen, right? But it's very frustrating because you don't know how to get it to happen. Because it depends on your discovery of who and what you are. Because it goes against everything you've been taught. In order for something to come in, you must let it go. Most are not willing to do that. In order for something to come in, you must let it go and not have expectations of it. And then it'll just footloose, fancy-free, slide right in. But because of our doubts, our worries, and our fears from the ego mind, it negates it, stops it. But at the same time, we're trying to manifest it. We want it to happen for us. Yet, we block it. And we block it ferociously. We don't know it. Have you ever gotten angry at something, frustrated to the point where you're stressed out and fearful? And the reason is because something that you want to have happen hasn't happened. And so what you do is you slip further and further into negative energy, negative frequency, pessimism, skepticism, doubt, fear, worry, stress. It's all there, and you're swimming in it and submerged in it. Yet, you keep doing it, and you keep bringing it in, and that's the very thing that stops your manifestation desire. It blocks it completely, and it doesn't show, and it doesn't come into your life. And you could do this with anything, and know that, and it isn't a negative, it's for you to discover that, each of us. So when it comes in, we know what we're doing, and we can shift gears, take a different direction into positive frequency, into optimistic, instead of the proverbial worry, stress, fear, anger, frustration, doubt, questioning, examining, judging. This is what we do. And even though some of us kind of know that by doing that, we're absolutely negating the very thing we desire to come into our lives. And every one of us have done that more than once. We become, instead of taking that energy, putting it into an opposite direction, positivity, goodness, peace, joy, we put it into the negative frequencies, which continue to lower us down and lower us down, and then more comes in, more comes in, more comes in. And we get more frustrated, and our frequencies drop even more. And it should not be a frustrating challenge for us when we know what we're doing to ourselves. No one's doing it to us. We're doing it to ourselves. Period. Now, they go, man, point a finger. So, oh, it's because of this situation. Oh, it's because of this. Or, oh, it's because of the economy. Oh, it's because of this. It isn't. It's because of you. And you take responsibility for that, and you know that. So every time you begin to dip, now I'm not saying that it's going to take you immediately out of that right in the beginning because you're so habitualized with the ego mind, but at least you're armed with the awareness that you do that. And here's where it comes in, to be totally gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself all the time, 24/7, infinity and beyond. Also, to be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. It's imperative. These are some of the ammunition, the arsenal that we have to protect ourselves from ourselves, to protect ourselves from our negativity and our sinking patterns of frequency that we experience when we're challenged with something in this life that most likely we created the challenge to begin with. See, it's all about each of us, each one of us, discovering who and what we are and being the master of the ego mind, subconscious mind, being the master of this life that you are experiencing. Not the slave, the master. This is about everything in your life. Everything. Now, when you look inside that body, you see 7 lights, roughly. And they go from the tailbone to the top of the head. Well, what the heck are they? Well, on this planet, they're called chakras. And the definition of chakra is wheel. These are wheels of light. They're spirit, etheric energy. Omnipotently powerful, as we are spirit, etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. When we leave the body, where do they go? They leave with us. because they're a part of us. It's like the framework, the spirit framework of the body. And once we understand that, and they're connected to all of the organic parts of the body, the physical parts, right? And the emotional, the organic, all the fear, worry, stress, anxiety, and everything. All the organs, functions, all the way down to quantum quark. So once we determine and we decide to discover who and what we are within ourselves, the gods that we are, we will then eventually understand that we are the power of healing these bodies that we're in. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't it make sense that in the event we're given everything we need, or will ever need, within us, doesn't it make sense that we would be equipped with healing these bodies through pure intent? It does, doesn't it? Why would we not have that? But if you're convinced throughout your life, and many lifetimes, that you're small, you're minuscule, you don't have any power, you're insignificant, you're just another cog in the wheel, and that's the ego mind. You see how it's all connected? Now, picture yourself standing in front of three paths. You're in the moment. You're in the now, so you're in the center path. One on the left is the past. One on the right is the future. And you look at how they're constructed, and you see that the trees have formed a canopy over each path, and that's a shimmering gold. So the trees are gold shimmering, the leaves are gold shimmering, the bark, everything, branches. The actual path itself, you notice, is this spectacular, vibrant, emerald green, flaming grass. It appears to be grass. Now, the only thing that you notice different between all three of them is that the one on the left is very worn, the past. So a lot of people have used it. And the one on the right, the future, is really worn as well. A lot of people have used it. And you notice that yours is like brand new, the now. It's brand new. It looks like it's hardly ever been used. Why is that? Because we have this amnesia, right? And we don't remember who and what we are. And so we are seduced by the ego mind. And the ego mind, the mind is an illusion. And it actually has created the ego, which is also an illusion, to assist it. How about that? So it does everything it can to control us and master us. And because we haven't discovered who and what we are, that's exactly what it does. Now, we all reminisce. A lot of us have nostalgia. You ever had something because family members have had, mother, father, grandfathers, and you keep it so it's a keepsake, right? It brings memories because there's a lot of residual energy and frequencies with that. And there's times that we've experienced things in this life that we really enjoy doing, and we had a great time. And we like to reminisce, we'll go over those things. And actually the subconscious mind, which copies all this, right? When we're in the past path, we reference things. Boy, I'd really love to do that again. Boy, was that fun. And it's kind of cool that we have that resource to tap into on occasion. Also, things that we have done that didn't work out that way, the way we thought they would. So we've learned from them and how not to do it the same way again. So we'll go in, we'll take that path, right, that past, and we go up to a flight of stairs and we open a door. It's our private library. We go in and we turn on the light and we see this massive resource room, and you look for walls, right, and you don't see them, and you look for a ceiling, you don't see one. There is so much information. All past lifetimes, all future lifetimes, everything, and other people's events. So But you go in there, we go in there, and we'll get some books and some movies and some pictures. We'll sit in the easy chair, and we'll watch some of the movies, read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. And we have a good time. And we also remind ourselves and learn things for this life to help us navigate. But then we put everything away. We turn off the light, we shut the door, and we move forward in life. And on occasion, we revisit. But there are some of us, and I believe it's unconsciously, not consciously, that will stay there so long that they end up taking that past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past and that future. This is why people will say no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, all of us go into the future as well, even though many aren't aware that they're creating their future in the now. So they can't create the future so much in the now that if they're not in the now, and if they think that the future is out there, and it isn't. It's just like our destiny. It's written in sand. So we can change our destiny whenever we choose. It isn't etched in rock and stone. It's the same with our futures. So, but anyway, we go into what we would call a simulated future, where there really isn't anything on the walls or anything written to give you a heads up on things. So you seek external authority. You seek those in astrological readings, chart readings, card readings, tarot cards, other forms of readings, and energy frequency readings, and palm readings, and so on. But you seek it because you get so frustrated that you're just so exasperated that things that you want to have happen in your life seem to evade you. And so you get so frustrated, you start seeking external authority to tell you something reassuring that's going to give you a heads up. Well, Sally, just so you know, in 3 months from now, this and this and this and this is going to happen. You have a great opportunities and fortunes that will be coming your way. And so Sally either says to herself, or wow, that's really wild. So this is the time where all this is going to, yep, exactly. Now, Sally can believe it, right, through her heart, mind, and manifest it. Or she can turn and just kind of go, She doesn't really give it any kind of weight. And so it depends on what Sally does. Sally will say, I believe this is going to be absolutely wonderful. Let it go. Don't fixate on it. And knowing that it'll come in, the universe will send it in absolutely 24/7 every single time. Okay? And it does. But the other Sally that sits there and literally harps on it and attaches to it and constantly fixates on it, what do you think is going to happen? It's not going to show up. It will not show up. And everybody on this planet thinks that, well, not everybody can be rich and wealthy. That's the lie. That's an absolute lie. Everybody on this planet has that power to manifest anything they desire. There are steps that you take of self-discovery by taking the journey within, finally ending your journey without, out there, material, physical world, right? And beginning your journey within. This has nothing to do with religion. I emphasize that. It has nothing to do with religion at all, period. Now, you understand that we have all this power, right? But it's kind of like it's sitting there, and many of us don't even know we are this power. And we have parts of ourselves that are asleep, parts of the gods that we are asleep, and parts of the gods that we are awake, to a certain extent. So we deeply, eternally love the parts that are asleep and the parts that are awake. Now, the parts that are asleep aren't going to wake up tomorrow and they're going to wake up at their own time. So they're with us, but they're not active. Now, the parts that are awake to a certain extent are the ones we interact with. And these particles of energy and frequency are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We can plug into it any time because we are it. We hold the essence of the entire structure, the entire beingness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It is there. It is within you. You understand that means that you carry the essence, and you are this massive ocean. Not only do you carry the essence, you actually are. So does it make sense that you can literally plug into yourself anytime you choose and get all the answers to all your questions that have been plaguing you for lifetimes? So this is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Vedantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All the off-worlders, galactic, celestials. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body, and all bodies that we have inhabited throughout existence and beyond. Now, the light energy beings, like with this planet, the eyes we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So there's many in the different light spectrums. For instance, red infrared, violet ultraviolet, green super green, blue super blue. We don't see them because of these eyes. And they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations. But there is a group that we are very familiar with, and not only that, these bodies that we're in are very dependent on these bodies of sustaining itself through the elementals, the magics. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the magics, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Now ask your body, can you survive without air, without water, without fire, without soil, without wood, without ether? And the answer is no. We would be forced, as the gods that we are within these bodies, to prematurely leave these bodies. And who creates the elementals? The gods. Who experiences the elementals? The gods. You see how it's all connected? We're all one. Now, the ascended masters, and we're all ascended masters, really. We're all Buddhas. Many just haven't discovered it yet through the heart-mind. But the ascended masters have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetype, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. This is why we do not see them like we see ourselves, each other. Now, the God within them and the God within us is one. They know that we have amnesia. They know that we don't remember who and what we are. So they do everything they can to remind us. It's a rediscovery. They send us different messages, and they meet with us, and they talk with us in just random conversations. A lot of the times, we don't correlate that. Sometimes after the conversation, it kind of dawns on us. That's had to have been an angel. Or when we have help out of the clear blue, and it dawns on us that wasn't just, that was an angel. Now, there is one message. They give us a lot of messages, but the one message is that isn't it absolutely glorious, stupendous, miraculous, phenomenal to be alive in these bodies? It is, and it is bliss. But since we have no reference point, how the heck are we supposed to be able to know? Through self-discovery. It's the only way. Now, you can try all kinds of other ways. It's futile. But through self-discovery of the journey within and the God that you are, within that body. So you start to realize is that you're a ball of omnipotently powerful energy. You don't carry a physical form after you've left it, right? You don't. If you do that, you're only doing that to associate or to acclimate someone to know who you are or what you are, even though it is a body that you have left. So you're a ball of omnipotently powerful energy. You could have 1 billion suns in the background, right, all gathered. They would pale in comparison to your light, the God that you are. Now, as the ball of energy, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't smell flowers, we don't make love, we don't hold hands, we don't kiss, we don't laugh, we don't cry. We don't experience happiness, joy, bliss. None of that in physical form. So you can see how these bodies are so seductive and enticing for us gods because we're able to experience so many things in physical form. We learn. It's what we do. We create, we learn. We create our experiences to perfect our creations. We learn. We're constantly learning. Now, they surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands, tens of millions, and beyond. Reason is because their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you want them to, ask them, blink of the eye, they'll be all around you, and you'll be in bliss. Now, the off-worlders, galactics and celestials, over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through the solar system every day. Remember, the solar system has over 160 planets, not 8 or 9. Trillions throughout the universe is every day. We're familiar with a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Feline, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco Reptilian, Golden Pyramidavian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution. Physical, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, understanding we're all one. So, 9 billion light years away there's no separation. That's an illusion for all of us. We're focused on the liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And we're all one, and we're full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one, and we're all love, and we're all God. And our God force, love, light, energy is in everything. All that there is, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. continues to grow, intensify, and expand. Now, we immediately form a massive white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth Gaia Arian this now. This white fire light emanates from the gods within each and every one of these bodies that we're in. Pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high frequencies. This light is so bright it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take, it's endless amount of suns all grouped together would pale in comparison to that light that you are, that we all are. And it's flooding this planet, saturating and permeating it, head to toe, inside and out, above it, beneath it, below it. Infinity and beyond, flooding everything. There's no escape. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Now we begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It isn't like an ocean of glitter that we would see here, depict here on this planet, but we do use things that we have experienced on this planet and intensify and become close to the description of this ocean of glitter, such as a grand finale fireworks display, grand finale laser light show display, ballroom globe with perfectly etched mirrors. Any light shined upon it floods the room. And if you take all of these by a trillion times in larger size and a trillion times more intense, combine them into one massive crescendo, then you're near the description of the ocean of glitter. Now, we're curious, so we look at the reflective points of the ocean of glitter, which are everywhere. And we notice these little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors, and we enter them, and we discover that all of us, all that there is, ever has been, ever beyond, and forever, is learning and teaching. We're learning from each other, teaching each other, infinity and beyond. Now, how do you do that when you're a bunch of gods? You inhabit physical forms so that those physical forms can teach you, while you're in physical form, about physical form. So you learn things. You can learn from a bug in the rug, spider on the wall, a cat, a dog, a horse, a cow, a bird, endless, a tree. So how do you learn? How do you learn from a tree? Watch it. And you can become it. You know what it's like to be that tree. You focus on your breath. You become silent. And you listen and feel through the heart-mind. And for a moment, you will know what it's like to be that tree. Now, there's many trees. The oak tree will break in high wind. It'll break. But the bamboo tree will bend with the high wind. If you're too stiff and not flexible and not at ease, you too, in a high wind, can break. But when you learn from the bamboo tree that it bends and it's very flexible, you can learn that about you, that you can bend and be very flexible. It's learning about all of these physical forms that the gods have entered to experience those physical forms. Whether it be a rock, a bush, a tree, a cat, a dog, a cow, a horse, doesn't matter. That physical form you will learn when your journey is within and not out there. We're immediately met by the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power, the gods that we are within these bodies are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all, both physically and spirit, that we are imbued with a white fire armor. This white fire armor emanates from the God the kingdom of God, the heaven, the source, you in that body. It is impenetrable by any lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. That's why when they come near it, they'll vaporize, so they don't come near it. They leave us alone. Ever. No demon possession, no attachments, none of the other crap that comes with those frequencies. Yet, only you have the power. That if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, hurry, envy, revenge, stress, worry, anxiety, you will end up creating a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then you have the options of demon possession, attachments, and every other thing from those lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are, no more. We are then met with the second part of this column of light, the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain, the rainbow, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the sunsets, the sun rises, clouds in the sky. We are the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, the mountains, everything. We're everything. Everything is us. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. So the next time you view something, okay, sunset, sunrise, rainbow, starry lit night sky, whatever it may be, where you normally would say, isn't that beautiful? Through the heart-mind, you would say, that is the God that I am. As a matter of fact, that's the God that I am. That's through the heart-mind, not the ego-mind. And when you do that, there's a major shift that happens. A knowing. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step out, if we're carrying physical form, we step out of the physical form, we hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because it's really fun, and we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we discover this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this massive golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. And this creates this massive, super bright, white, sparkling, flashing clouds, mist. It, in turn, is absorbed as if in an internal breathing in. Comes in through the heart-mind, and it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, massive abundance. And all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. And it is our decision to discover that God that we are with the journey within. Now we designed the top of this column so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, 360 degrees, as it does right now, infinity and beyond. What is the golden ocean? It is pure, deep, eternal love. And it's saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet 24/7, infinity and beyond. There's no escape from it. Now we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Drops of the golden ocean. Golden ocean is drops. The only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds almost 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion, 7 days a week, every day for over 4 years, sometimes a couple times a day. There's hundreds of millions of us consciously aware, because we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. These meditations continue to intensify, expand, and grow. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's why it continues to grow, intensify, and expand. You will live for an eternity. You will live for an eternity. So when you plug into this meditative sphere, you can see what's happening with perfect clarity through your heart mind. You can see the goop, the blackest of the blackest goop, matter, leaving the planet all over the place. You can also see that in the atmosphere, around us, above us, below us, in us, and through us, is this shimmering, you can see through it. It is a golden, white, pink light of shimmering energy. And as this black goop is removed from the planet, is evaporated, it goes into that field, and you can see it disintegrating as it continues to ascend, right? And as it disintegrates, you see the canopy, basically, which is the sky, but it isn't blue. It is a beautiful golden white pink light. It's brilliant. And as you see this black matter go up, and it gets close to that sky, it vanishes because it is absorbed through the pure consciousness. It no longer exists. This is going on right now, and any of us can tap into it anytime we desire. This body and mind will die, right? Someday. Yet you will go on and on and on, the God that you are. Once you know in your heart that you have an infinite amount of time ahead of you, you relax and step into an expansive, timeless, multidimensional spiritual experience. Every little occurrence becomes another opportunity for spiritual growth and enlightenment. So, today, act as if you are living an ever-youthful, energetic, super-alive body-mind that will live far beyond 1,000 years. Have conversations with people from this place, knowing you will live forever. Imagine the wisdom, relationships, and life experiences you will have during this time. Feel, experience, and know you live forever in an ideal anti-aging state of being. Explore, imagine, and rediscover who you are. We'll join you in a meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose slowly. And an easy breath out slowly through the mouth. Be still. The quality of our personal relationships represents how interconnected and whole we are within ourselves. For today, take some time to recognize and acknowledge all the interactions, connections, relations, and relationships you are still thinking about from your past. This may seem like an impossible feat, yet just do the best memory recall you can. Go back to your childhood, grade school, high school. Take a good look at what memories you are still repeating. What would you have done or said differently? What do you wish you would have experienced? What happened to your heart when you did start doing and saying what you wanted to? So for today is to go and tell those people what you most need to say and start doing those things you most want to do with them. This is your chance to make a significant life change in their heart and in yours. This exercise is huge and will free up more spirit connection than you know. Take this with you for the rest of the day and in the evening and night, the following morning. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern for our Time for Change call, and Thursday, May 5th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call.